Hello and welcome everyone to the Week in 7 Questions. Dina, Partido Popular seems to be in a strong upward trend since the massive win in the Madrid election this spring. What is your secret?
Thank you, Roland, for inviting me. There is no secret in Partido Popular. You know, this victory, this incredible victory, is that citizens just want to be treated like adults, and they want to be confident on their abilities, and most importantly, they want to be told truth, and that's the secret we have used for this victory.
Council presidencies are always more of a challenge for smaller member states. How is Slovenia coping so far?
I believe Slovenia is coping very well. In particular, I believe that for smaller member states, presidencies are usually a big opportunity rather than a challenge. We always aim to be true, honest brokers in advancing the European agenda. So I think we've done very well in these 2 weeks, already reached important milestones in the negotiations with the European Parliament, kickstarting a number of important trialogues, but also already having provisional agreements in certain fields. And also, I believe that cooperation with member states has been extremely valuable and rich.
Are Russia and China filling the power vacuum in Afghanistan now?
On the one hand, it's too early to tell. On the other hand, those countries have never provided what the country needs most, which is economic assistance, financial assistance. And given that dramatic situation, I think even the Taliban will revert to the European Union and to European nations.
An educated guess, please. What will the EU's relations with China look like in 10 years?
It's like a relationship status on Facebook. It's complicated. The European Union will continue to need China as an economic partner. At the same time, it must be aware that China is very assertive and openly questioning the very European way of life. So in 10 years, I think the European Union should be cooperating with China where necessary and at the same time push back where needed.
And what about Next Generation EU? Will this significant investment make a difference for the future of our youth?
Well, Anna, first, I think we all should acknowledge and appreciate that we moved from discussing few hundred million euros budget to billions. You know, suddenly the conversation was about 800 billion, 900 billion, and while before the discussion was very limited. So this is great, very positive. Now, for young people, we know what is needed. Education mainly focused on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Love to young entrepreneurs, to startups, grants. Now that there are the money, give it to the young one. As we said before, energy, hope, startups are the base of this, and Europe has many different countries with many different startups, and we should make sure we boost this energy and these differences, and also make sure that the money gets in the pocket of young people so that they can, go out and spend and make sure that they can start finally boosting the economy as we like.
Nicholas, you're an expert on defense. Beyond what we hear in the news, how healthy is defense cooperation between transatlantic allies these days?
Well, I think it's rather healthy. At the moment, NATO is undergoing a process of developing a new strategic concept, which will define its future goals and orientations. In addition, the US has been accepted as a third country into the EU's permanent structured cooperation, defense cooperation framework, and in this summer's EU-NATO summit, the EU and the US launched or proposed to launch a new EU-US security and defense dialogue. So yes, there are issues. Yes, there are things we need to sort out. But I mean, at like broad level, like things are quite okay at the moment.
The EU is the Western Balkans' main economic and trade partner. What opportunities do you see to further develop their trade relations?
There is an urgent need of balancing due to the dramatic deficit in trade, and the chronic people drain from the region to the EU. There is a need of investments in critical infrastructure and socially strategic sectors. Let us always remind ourselves that the entire region has only 18 million people and a collective GDP equal to that of Slovakia. In the next period, Croatia alone will receive 5 times more funding from the EU than the entire Western Balkans. So compare those figures and take into account the fact that this region is in the middle of Europe, surrounded by EU member states. So it should be manageable.